In this video, I'm going to be going over 3 different mistakes that you're probably making while creating your ideal DEEPWOKEN build. But before we do that, Storm's Eye giveaway in my Discord server, discord.gg/batslc. And without further ado, let's start. But make sure you also like and subscribe and comment. Let me know what you guys think about these tips. And yeah, let's start. Alright guys, DEEPWOKEN has a wide selection of talents you can actually invest into and a vast array of talents to pick from. But when it comes to actually figuring out what talents you should prioritize when creating your builds, I notice a lot of people end up struggling to find the right talents for their build. So in this section, I'm actually going to be showing you guys what you're supposed to look for, as well as giving you some examples of current talents that fit the description of like mandatory for your build. Alright guys, let's get into the stats and talents that I personally think are essential for every single build. The Fortitude stat is first one that comes to mind due to cards such as Exoskeleton, To the Finished, and Reinforced Armor, and also Warrior's Respite, never forget that. Though all of these are exceptionally good for any build, I would personally recommend this to be one of the last stats that you actually invest into for the sole reason that there aren't much common cards to pick up from within this stat tree. And most of the good cards are high investment Fortitude talents, so while you're leveling up and going for these cards, you'll be able to get better cards from lower investment stats such as Strength or Agility, and your build will just overall turn out a lot better, and you'll need to spend a lot less knowledge when creating your build. I would also recommend it to always shoot for 40 to 50 Fortitude minimum for every single build you create, so that you can pick up Exoskeleton or To the Finish, because the resistance from those and the extra HP you get is really good. Also, people nowadays start shrining Fortitude. If your build can't work without shrining Fortitude, then I would shrine Fortitude. But if it can be avoided, try not to, because you can get like an extra 25 HP points, or like 10 to 20, which is really useful in DEEPWOKEN's current meta, which prioritizes HP. But let's move on to the next. Alright guys, now we're on to the Agility stat tree. This is an essential for every build, primarily due to the dodge talents and speed boost talents, which are incredibly useful for PvP. Just like how every good build runs 40 Fortitude to 50 Fortitude, you will never see a good build that doesn't run 25 plus Agility. I would personally recommend going at least 40 Agility in order to get Ghost. For this, you'll also need Risky Moves, Evasive Expert, and Swift Rebound. If you don't go Ghost, make sure to take Observation, as it is better than Risky Moves, and Observation and Risky Moves actually block each other out, so you either take Observation or you take Risky Moves plus Ghost. So if you're going like 25 Agility basically, I pick up Observation, but if you have enough points to take 40 Agility, then pick up Risky Moves, and then get all the other cards as well. But guys, another important card that actually defines Agility is Speed Demon and all the speed boost cards, which I will put on screen right now. These will actually give you a permanent damage boost because you gain speed boost from dodging and parrying, which is literally the entire game. So if I parry someone and then I hit them, I'll have a speed boost and I'll actually gain extra damage. And this is incredibly useful for PvP because damage multipliers are super overpowered. And this is literally the easiest damage multiplier in the game, and it's literally 25% extra damage. So always take Speed Demon. This is an essential card for build making. But let's move on to the next stat tree, guys. Okay guys, the strength stat is the first one, or the last one that we're talking about, and this stat has the best common cards in the entire game, with essential picks such as Harsh Response, Unwavering Resolve, and Dual Stance and Showstopper. A big plus side when it comes to the strength strat is that the most strength talents are actually common, and they're only 20 strength. So early on in your progression, when you're like power 1, 2, 3, and you're doing trial of 1, you'll already qualify for these cards, and you'll be getting essential picks that are going to benefit your build as you're progressing and when you're max level. So that's just another plus side to the strength stat, and I would always recommend going 40 strength because you can get Showstopper and Unwavering Resolve, which are 2 essential cards, and I made an entire video about that, so you guys can check that out if you want. A link on the top maybe, or image of it on the screen. But yeah. Anyways, let me just summarize this entire category for you guys. In this category, I literally just went over every single card that I feel like is essential for creating good builds, and every single stat that is essential for creating good builds. I did miss the other 3 stats because I feel like those, you can still make a viable build without possessing them, but like, you should still get them. Like, I don't know how to explain this. Like, basically, make sure every single build always has Strength, Fortitude, and Agility, and with the other 3 stats, get creative. Try and find something that not everybody has, because that's what differentiates builds. These are just the stats that every single good build should have and does have. Let's move on to the next category. Guys, now we're on to the saving points category of the video. This category is pretty self-explanatory. I'm just going to be showing you guys how to save a lot of points. Saving points is an essential to making a good DEEPWOKEN build. That's why you see LFT and Hero Blades becoming meta and like the 40 medium weapon, because they save a whole lot of points. The first thing that I would recommend is obviously picking up high investment cards pre-shrine, such as the 85 willpower piercing will talent, the 180 strength talents, and also the only exception to this is 90 fortitude, which you can pick up post-shrine, but I would still recommend pre-shrine. But yeah, it just depends on if you have enough points left over. And another thing is to recommend going to be like your level shrining. I would recommend it to be 13 to 14. I found that this is the sweet spot because you'll save the most amount of points while also having enough points for post-shrine investment. The best way to get better at actually like saving points, I would say, is to literally just hop on build maker and experiment. Try and fit as many good talents as you can into the build maker and try and avoid it, see if it works, see if it'll be a good build, and then actually make the build. That's how I got better, and that's how I would recommend you guys getting better. Let's move on to the final category of the video, guys. Welcome to the final category of this video, understanding the game. If you don't understand the game or know all about the talents in DEEPWOKEN and what's meta and what's not, you won't be able to make a good DEEPWOKEN build. You could take all of the information I've given you in this video and you'll still probably struggle creating a good build. The best way for you to actually learn about the different talents in DEEPWOKEN is the wiki. It has information on every talent and every requirement in the game. Though it can be overwhelming, it's still a vital source that you should try and take advantage of. In this video, I went over every single essential talent in the game, and then I gave you guys an ideal goal to reach, being shrine and voting at power 13 to 14, which would save you an ideal amount of points. And in this category, the final category, I'm going to be trying to motivate you guys to actually create a good DEEPWOKEN build. What I want you guys to do is, once you fit every single essential card that I went over in the first category onto your build, find a high investment unique card and see if you can fit it onto the build. This is a simple exercise to improve your build making, and I recommend using LFT or a Hero Blade in order to make this a bit easier. Because what this does is you get accustomed to putting every single card that is meta, so like the fortitude, agility, and strength stuff, onto your builds, and then you get something else which is a bit more creative and that'll actually define the build. So like high intelligence, high fortitude, if you want to go for that, high willpower, high charisma, whatever, right? This will actually help you make better builds in the long term. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, because this took me an exceptionally long time to make. Like, I'm talking hours. Like, I had to scrap so much ideas. And also, a recommendation, if you guys do end up struggling making the builds, because I know it can be very difficult for new players, I would recommend trying this with a Light's Final Toll or a Hero Blade. Hero Blades are exceptionally easy to save points on. But yeah, that's it for the video. Discord.gg/batslc stormside giveaway, and yeah.